Hi, I'm Jem Silver, and I work for Country in the City. Today I'm going to be showing you how to cook yams in my favorite style, better known as candied yams. But before I show you how to cook them, let me give you some history about yams. Yams come from Africa. The word yam is African for the phrase to eat. There are over 150 different varieties of yams. They're not related to the sweet potato at all. Sweet potatoes are very similar, but they're much smaller. So the next time you think you're buying a yam, chances are you're probably buying a sweet potato. Now let me show you how I like to cook my candied yams. Alright, so let's get down to the fun part. Now before we get started, there's a couple things I need to tell you. This is actually what the yams look like, straight from the produce department at the store. So you can see they come in a different variety of shapes. So the key thing to look for is the sign that says yams, so you can't go wrong. The second thing is we want to start the oven. So we will preheat it to 425. I also like to put the light on so that I know the oven's on. You can't forget. Okay, so we take the yam. Of course, we're going to want to clean it, and then we're going to want to pierce it so that the heat penetrates through the center. I have pre-cut some aluminum foil, which we'll need. So we take our clean yam. Now here's a trick that's very important. We're going to take our knife, like such, and you don't want to pierce it after you've got the foil, because obviously you might get some foil inside the yam. So we're going to pierce it first, multiple times, all throughout the yam. Okay, don't get too deep so you cut yourself, of course. All right, we take this foil, we wrap the yam up like this. We'll take another one here, same idea, all the way through. Great, that's what we like. All right, so we take these beautiful little yams here and we place them inside of our oven. The cooking time for the yams is probably an hour. Just want to make sure they're tender. Okay. I have taken the liberty to prepare one of the yams, and they should look something like this. Okay? We want to peel the skin. The trick is to remove them immediately after they're done and take the foil off so they can cool. Then we peel the skin off just like this, real simple. We're going to cut the yams into approximately 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick slices. You can remove the ends. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a couple so you can see. This is really good. This is really what it should look like. Something like this. Okay? All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over the ingredients for the topping. It's really simple. Let me rinse my hands here. I've got my little measuring spoons here and some cups here. Of course, we'll need a bowl. That's what this is for. We're going to need golden brown sugar. We want unsalted butter, and we're going to leave it out so it's very soft. Ground nutmeg, the very best, like a pumpkin spice, and cinnamon, just like that. So let me just go over this with you really quickly. It's going to be like this. We're going to take 1/4 of a teaspoon of the nutmeg and cinnamon. just like that. We need half a cup of brown sugar. Make that 2 half cups to give us a whole cup, okay? We want a whole cup of brown sugar. And we want to make sure it's firmly packed. So you know what that means. Just make sure it's not loose there with any holes. Just kind of press it in, okay? So a whole cup of brown sugar. And we're going to put that inside of our bowl. All right. For this butter that's unsalted, we want half a cup. So the best thing to do is I would melt it in a pan, or you can microwave it. And it is usually pre-marked like it is here, so cut off half a cup's worth, or if you're not quite sure, then just melt it until you have in your measuring cup half a cup of the butter. So you pour that in there. Okay. We do also want to have walnuts. And you want them as finely chopped as possible because you're the one who's going to be eating them. So we want half a cup of that. All right. Put that in there also. Well, we've got everything. We've got the sweet sugar, we've got the nuts, we've got the spices and the butter. So we just mix it together with our hands. And that gives us this delicious sauce. Okay. So basically what happens now is we've got the yams cooking. We know we're going to take the foil off. We've got the topping going, and it looks something like this when it's done. The best part. You don't want to use your fingers like I was just about to do. We remove this here. I'll move it down here to my side. After we have, this is a note for you, after we've cut the nice little slices like this, and we layer the bottom of whatever baking dish you want to use, it doesn't really matter, then we take some of our crumbly topping, like this, and we sprinkle it all over the top. Then we put one more layer of the yam slices, and we put the remainder of the crumbly topping on top of that. So once that's happening, we reduce the oven temperature to 400. We went from 425 to 400. And then we put the yams back in. It's going to cook for about 20 minutes or until the sauce becomes very bubbly like a syrup. And now, enjoy.